All right, welcome back into another episode of Indiebnb. Today I'm joined by Ethan and John of the band Midsummer Motel, fresh off their 2025 album Beat the Horse. Boys, how we feeling here in 26?
Good. Chili.
Chilly is right. Chilly is right. So,
Yeah.
fired up to have you guys on the show. Obviously, got to see you guys for Zoe Bayani and God, I fuck her name up every time. Zoe Bayani.
Yeah.
And Recess partied back in December at the Masquerade, and you guys had some sweet freaking merch. My brother is I gave that shirt to him
Um,
last week. Finally, it was in my closet for a while, so he's gonna be repping you guys around the city, and he was like, "This is a fucking sick shirt." So props to you guys, right off the bat there.
nice. Thank you.
Love it.
Did y'all tie dye those yourselves, or what was the inspiration there?
My dad, he has fun bleaching those shirts. Yeah, because he's a very artsy person, and we have paintings of his work around my house. So telling him to do that was a good excuse for him to not do other things. He's
There
always
we
he's
go.
always asking me, he's like, "You got any more shirts?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I got like 50." Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome. You got, kind of a little family affair. Get them all involved. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
Well, for people who haven't heard of you guys before and like, are new to Midsummer Motel, like what I'll tell them is, I get a Deftones feel. It's like kind of we get the soundscape. We kind of get the imagery from that's not the first time I've said that, but I think you guys kind of nail it. And so for you guys, like, where did this all start? Like, are we musically inclined, to begin with? Have we been in other bands? Like, talk to me.
John was happy to hear that Deftones inspiration.
Doing.
John, you want to go?
Sure. Um, yeah, I guess we were both musically inclined. We're both from Dunwoody. Both went to Dunwoody, and we were both in different bands when I first saw him play. I think I was like in like eighth grade or something or something. Yeah, I think I was like eighth grade finishing out middle school, and my band was in a Battle of the Bands thing. Ethan was in a band called Vita Nova, right?
Yeah, Vita Nova.
Vita Nova. Um, he was in that band, and I was like, damn, that guy's really good. And then fast forward like a while later, the band I was in wasn't really a thing anymore. And it's
John's
almost
band had two drummers,
I was in
and
a
they
band that
took
had two
the.
drummers, but not like Allman Brothers, where it was two drummers at the same time. It was one would play and then the other would stand next to the drum set before it was his turn. And so that didn't last. And I was like, man, I would really like to start another band. I picked a really good time. It was summer of 2020. Um,
Good.
I was like, well, there's that Ethan guy who can shred. And so I popped him a DM.
Well, you saw a video of me doing a Bob Dylan cover.
I saw
I'm
him,
pretty.
yes, yeah, I did see that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I just sent him a DM and was like, hey, do you want to jam? And so he was like, yeah, I'd love to. Because he hated the band that he was in. Um,
Yeah.
and was just
Well,
like,
well, it's hard. It's hard when you're. Well, first of all, when you're like that young, and also when you're in a band with all your friends, it's really hard to just pay attention and get the ground running and like actually like sound good.
yeah.
So John, like I feel like when we first started playing together, we just like didn't even talk. I just like showed up and we just started playing. We were like, next practice, let's
Well, I was
learn.
terrified of him. I didn't know how to talk to him. I was just so scared and
No, you
intimidated
weren't.
by his
That's not true.
talents.
Terrified by the talent. I mean, Ethan, you're an imposing figure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the
I
first
love
I've heard that. I really don't. I really don't think um, I know as much as you think. But yeah, I think when we first started, we were just playing a bunch of covers. We were doing like freaking
Who did you
like
think
John
I
Mayer covers.
was?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of John Mayer covers, and we had like a whole like kind of funk kind of inspiration thing that
The Frats would have loved us.
yeah, the Frats would have loved us, but um, yeah, I forgot at what point because it was just the two of us, and to start playing shows, we need to get a bassist, and then we got a bassist and kind of got our chops in, just kind of playing together, playing little coffee shops, and um, eventually, I think I think the first song that we actually started working on was "Where All Good People Go," which is like our most streamed song. I feel like, right?
Adolescent Love might have come before that one.
Oh, really? It was one of those. "Adolescent Love" is another song that was
Mhm.
on Spotify, but we took it off. But we might put all of our old stuff back on there. But um, yeah, I forgot what point where we kind of switched from doing the cover stuff to original stuff. But I think when we did, that was when the band formed. You know?
Yeah. So it kind of came out of, we're in COVID 2020. Let's, let's
Yeah.
get some people around here with chemistry. Obviously leaving one band to go to another band, probably a difficult deal. Like, kind of like breaking up with a significant other. Like when you do that, like to get to, how does that bring fresh eyes for what, the new project you started with John? Like, when you guys got in and you're like, all right, like I know about this part of being in a band, but like taking, all right, how do I make this different, from that experience? Like, how do I make this experience, be more what I think it should be?
Yeah. I think. Well, I think at that time, the bands that we were in, it was more just like they slowly started to come apart,
Sure.
and um, and just because everyone has different interests, and I think John and I both kind of had similar interests, and we really wanted to sort of exert that energy and that creativity. So I think sort of leaving our bands before was a little bit easier
Hmm.
than like I mean we've been in I mean we've all had those situations with people where money gets involved or emotions get involved, and I don't think for either of us it was necessarily, I mean probably some of that, we were young and stupid, things happen like that, but um, I think we were both just really inspired at the time. We were both just really craving to I think everyone was bored during COVID. We just wanted first we just wanted to play music, and we just wanted to jam, you know. And then we sort of I think I might be getting off track with the question.
What
Yeah.
did you want to bring? Yeah, I think you've answered it. Like, you were just craving to play music, and everyone kind of drifted apart with the interests, and you wanted to bring be inspired and get some new flavor. It sounds like so.
I think we wanted a little something different too. I think John and I have always had a little bit of like what's the word? Not like rebellious, but maybe we both like hate the world a little bit, like equally, you know?
Hmm.
So I think we kind of I mean we're both passionate people who are also a little bit nihilistic, so I think we kind of want to break away from what everyone was doing. And I think we still kind of go through bouts of that, but
Sounds punkish.
obviously what?
Sounds punkish.
Yeah, yeah. I say we're pretty punk.
Punk energy.
Yeah.
So we start the band. Truly, we stop playing covers. We're right in we're in the thick of it here, in it sounds like 2020, 2021 area. Like when you guys start working on first bits of music with this project, like what'd y'all envision? I mean, what were the things that y'all brought to the table, each of you guys? John, I'll start with you. Like, what were the things you wanted to bring to this new project?
Honestly, in the beginning, for me, it was just bringing a groove to the whole thing. Um, because like a lot of like those like sort of there was a lot of weirdly funky music that I was listening to that I wanted to like play um with other people.
Mhm.
So it's gone a very different path since then, but it started with like again the sort of John Mayer coded, bluesy uh kind of thing. So like I said, it's definitely gotten deeper than that. But in the beginning, just bringing like a groove to the thing was like was what I really wanted to do because I never really I'd been in bands, but I guess they weren't super serious, and it was a lot of like cover stuff,
Yeah.
and it was just like how can I sort of figure out my sort of feel and my touch. How can I bring that to original music?
Yeah. Ethan, what about you? What you want to bring,
I
to a
think,
new project?
well, going off of what John was saying, I think learning all those songs and kind of studying how the bands worked, I think there was definitely this idea of minimalism going into it. Like we just wanted bassist, guitar, and drummer, and that's it. And that's how we wrote the songs. And it was always a question of how do we fill it out? Because I don't ever think we were like we should get a fourth member into. I mean, we still aren't really like that, you know. Just because I think started we like the idea of the bass doing things that a bass doesn't do or a guitar doesn't do, things like that. And I think because we were still limited, me specifically, I really just wanted to fill out the sound in ways
Mhm.
that uh, I guess were unconventional, but that was when we started to dabble into the whole shoegaze realm and the whole dream pop thing. Because every single time we play, we'd be like, it just needs to be bigger, you know? It needs to, um, and I think slowly it started to turn it to like a more melancholic kind of soundscape where we kind of want to do this world building thing, even from our the first songs that we did on this project. Um, it it wasn't we didn't really question it. That sort of vibe came really naturally for us.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, fast forward into, 2025 where, we're kind of, you probably had a few years get under your belt. Y'all have written some songs like, Turning Into Mercury. Like, I want to kind of talk through that one, individually. Like, what is that one, for you guys come from nothing to something? Like, how did it form? Where did that come from?
think I think we had some songs, or we were making the album, and we were like, we just need a fast song because we were like
Hmm.
really bad at writing fast songs, you know?
I'm bad at playing fast songs.
No,
That's what he meant to say. He was too
I no no
nice to
no, that's
say.
not. I don't think that's true. I think we're both more creative when there's more space in the song. You know,
Sure.
it's not very punk of us, but um, but but yeah, and then I think that was one of the songs that came together pretty quick. A lot of the other songs, it's probably a couple years worth of arrangement ideas and lyrics and just kind of being combined. And that one came together, I think, like around this time last year. I think I just made the demo and sent it to John, and then the original version was more like a bedroom pop kind of softer thing. And obviously, when I bring things to John, he you know puts it on steroids, and it's just loud as hell, and turns the choruses and the pre-choruses, and um, yeah, and it turned electric after that.
Got it. So we got some bedroom pop that turned electric. Like what, John, when you heard it, what was the reaction when you first kind of heard the demo and like, what were you like, man, we could definitely layer some things in here. Or like, I got my, I want to I got a lot of things I've got ideas to bring. Like, what was your reaction?
Oh man, I don't remember like my exact thoughts, but I remember hearing it and kind of being like, this sounds like something that a lot of people would like. It reminded me of like Where Do All the Good People Go in
Mhm.
that way. It's just very anthemic in a very sort of, bop your head kind of thing. Um, and there were like demo drums on like the demo that he sent me. So like what I play in the song, I guess, is kind of similar to that. So I guess like, but at the same time, like whenever I play a song for the first time, like on the drums with the song happening, I guess I'll I'll add certain sections or I'll like play because like the chorus in Turning Into Mercury was meant to be longer than it feels in the song because sort of like I kind of split the chorus into like kind of two parts with the way that I play it, I guess. Um, if anyone's heard the song, they might have noticed that, but I guess instinctively there's stuff sort of with the drum arrangement that I figured out sort of just playing it just naturally things would come to me. Um, and I guess that's kind of how a lot of the songs kind of develop is like as I'm playing, I'll sort of naturally be like, oh, I feel like there has to be this kind of hit here, or like this should be longer. Um,
I remember when we were recording it, or maybe when we were working it out, I was just like, it needs to be simpler.
yeah,
That was more just like in the studio type of thing. But I think just the idea of like layering, mostly just like with the guitars, just very repetitive elements over and over each other. Just having the drums just really be on top of that, kind of like the Queens of the Stone Age thing, was definitely an inspiration for that, just to keep it driving. Um, because I felt like we need to balance it out with the other stuff we had. We just need something that just wasn't holding back, you know?
Certainly, certainly. One of the things about the song that like I just love like kind of the I paused right at the time, like it's like around like you know later in the song, like 45 seconds left, like you guys have like kind of the bridge, and then it like just kind of like stops, and then it comes back, heavier. Like what are the things that what kind of makes you want to create something like that, right? Where it's like you kind of it's a little bit of a wild ride, like in that, like yeah, how does that come about? Like, was that something in the demo, or was that something that was like added later? Like,
Usually the demos are much less dynamic.
yeah,
John usually brings all all those changes. Typically, it's like, um,
but that was in the demo, I'm pretty sure.
oh really?
Yeah, I don't think
The
Turning Into
octave
Mercury
tone?
changed much structurally.
Really?
No, I feel like the demo is pretty like I don't think we really added anything or
I just remember
maybe not. I don't know.
the very first version of that song was just completely different, and that's what I'm thinking of, where it was just the chord changes and melodies just were a lot simpler. It's out there somewhere, but I realized with a song like that, like we're just packing in a bunch of
hmm
ideas, just packing in as much as we can, and but I think those dynamic elements, um, a lot of that also came from accidentally doing something and just like fully committing to it, you know.
I love that. I love that. Well, with the rest of the album, like, I mean, you know, is Turning Into Mercury kind of a an outlier for you guys in that album, or would you say like pretty fits pretty well in with what you guys were doing? You mentioned like some of the other songs take you a little bit longer to took you a little bit longer to develop, and like you said almost like months or years. Like, so I guess when you were doing both, like were most of the songs more of that, or more of Turning Into Mercury a little bit faster?
Um, you want to answer, John?
Sure. Um, I guess it does sort of feel like an outlier. Ethan talks about we talk about this a lot, but a lot of times the best songs are the ones that come along and just right out of the gate, they're just solid. They're just kind of they're ready to
Yeah.
go. Like they spill from his head, and we kind of work it out, and then like it's good. Um, Turning into Mercury was one of those. Everything else, though, definitely took work, and it took jamming it. And like Heavy Trip, for example, that had a form, and that had a totally different. Um,
I feel like that one's kind of an outlier though, because I feel like that's one of the only ones we recorded live.
we did, yeah, and the way that we recorded, I guess it's an outlier, but like it, that one took a while to like the final structure that it turned out having, like we figured that out like a while ago, or like it took us like a long time to kind of figure that out. Um,
I will say I do think at the beginning, Turning into Mercury, I think we thought it was going to be an outlier just because of the mindset we had making it, and we always try to not have this mindset, but I think we thought we needed a song that people would like, you know, and because a lot of this it's like it's very personal to us, and a lot of it is it's
Yeah.
experimental and things that we like, and um, we were just like, okay, we need to make something that people get, you know, um, and I think we were a little bit scared because if you go about always making a song by the audience's expectations, you're not going to get anything good. But I think in this case, like I mean, I still love that song, and I just think we instead of saying like we're going to make something that people like or they understand, we're just going to take inspiration from the from singles. Like what should if we made a single off this, even though it wasn't single, if we made a single off Beat the Horse, what would it sound like? Because I mean, you have to kind of hook people in,
Sure.
because hopefully that song like hook people in and they can listen to other stuff.
Yeah. What for you guys, what's in the future here? Like what do we got in the works? Like do we have, new music on the way? Are we kind of in the laboratory? I know like it's funny when I ask about like, something like Beat the Horse, it's probably that all that work was probably done, maybe almost 2 to 3 years ago, or leading into the that year. So what are we working on right now? What are the things that are people can expect on the horizon?
goes.
Um, yeah,
Shows. Where are we playing?
yep.
Um, we're still working on some of them, but Atlanta in March, that'll be announced soon. Atlanta in April, like the end of April, with this band called Couch Dog and the Normas at the Earl. We've got that, and there'll probably be some other ones that weekend in April, but we gotta get those booked, and then there'll be some more over the summer.
All right. Well,
Hopefully
we
up
can
north.
expect some more live magic. I mean, what are the what goes into the set list for you guys? Is that a collaborative thing, or is there something that you guys do day of? Talk to me through that.
Uh, I feel like recently it's been kind of day of, just because a lot of these songs we just played we played a lot, um, but we definitely have maybe three or four that we're just like, okay, we have to play these, you know,
Yeah.
and those are definitely the more upbeat ones. It depends a lot on the venue and the bands we're playing with. Um, but I think that's nice about specifically this album is because we played at Eddie's Attic like a month after we played at the Masquerade, um, and I feel like the set lists were still very different for that. Like we could play like the more folky kind of softer ones at Eddie's Attic. Maybe the ones that are more lyrically centered, and the ones that are more just rock and roll, or shows like The Masquerade.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good.
Yeah.
Well, excited to see the hopefully I'll be able to catch you guys at one of these shows coming up in March and April. Of course, Couch Dogs, the Normas, and of course Midsummer Motel at the Earl. In that back half of April. So be on the lookout for that, and then. Of course, we'll be looking for any kind of new tunes. Go follow them on Instagram, Spotify, all those good places. We'll fend it out here, boys, with Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. We'll go Ethan, then John in a rapid fire segment. So we'll rip it off here. Ethan, cake or pie? John?
Cake.
Cake. All
Unless
right,
it's
here we go.
from the discount section at Kroger where it's like a day.
Rapid fire.
No, he's good. We can get a little banter after. It's all right.
Okay.
Salad or soup?
Salad.
Yeah, I gotta go salad too.
He's going salad. All right. We look at a salad, guys. Here we go. Sunrise or sunset? What are we seeing more of these days?
Sunset.
Sunrise.
Sunrise. All right.
Yeah.
John's up. Early bird gets the worm. Like it. All right. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
Home run. Satisfying.
Touchdown.
All right.
Do a little
Here we go.
dance.
Night in. I like that. A little, maybe the dirty bird. Who knows? Night in or night out? What are y'all having more of?
Night in.
In.
In. All right. When you do go out and your jam comes on, are you more likely to hit the robot or the worm on the dance floor?
The worm. Pretty good at it too.
All right.
The robot, I'm not good at it.
All right. Guac or queso at your favorite Tex-Mex spot?
Guac.
Queso.
All right. All right. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Pancakes.
Okay. Coffee or tea with your waffles or pancakes?
Oh, that's a really tough one. I have like both evenly. I'm gonna say tea because I have tea when I'm up here in
Coffee.
Tennessee.
All right. Coffee.
Starbies. John cannot live without his Starbies. He
love
will
that.
not have the hotel coffee.
That shit's barely coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Dogs or cats?
Cats now.
Dogs.
All day. All right. Ninja or a pirate? What do you identify more with?
Pirate.
Yeah, I gotta go pirate.
There we go. All right. Chips or pretzels?
All right. Can you like customize either?
So you can have soft pretzels. You can have, whatever kind of chips.
I really like seasoned pretzel snacks.
Okay. All right. So the buffalo, little honey
Yeah,
mustard. Okay.
Those
All
things
right.
are
I know
so
what you're
good.
talking
I don't know if
about.
that
Yeah.
counts, but that's
No,
like my
that counts
favorite.
for sure. That's our pretzels.
Okay, cool.
Chips, specifically nacho cheese Doritos.
Nacho cheese Doritos. All right. Here we go. Fries or tots?
Fries.
Fries.
All right.
Yeah.
After a long day, are you guys unwinding with a TV show or a movie?
Movie.
Okay.
TV show.
All right. Are aliens real?
They gotta be.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, they have to be.
All right. What about Bigfoot?
No. No way.
I throw that into the category of, you know what, why the hell not?
Yeah.
A lot of people
All right.
seem to think so.
There are so many Bigfoot signs driving from Tennessee. It's unbelievable. I
Gotta
hate
be
them.
something to it.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be, but sorry to disappoint all those people.
All right. Is Love at First Sight real?
No.
Sure.
Why the hell not?
Why
I
the hell
like it.
not?
All right. From each of you guys, give me one band that we ought to check out that we might not know.
Oh, someone really old.
Can be a local band, can be somebody you guys have played with,
Oh,
can
sorry. I
be.
go first. I go first. I mean, I gotta say Wayuka since everyone shouts out Wayuka. And they're good.
I've been hearing Wayuka. I need to get on Wayuka.
Yeah, they're good.
Gonna say the homies from Harrisonburg, Dogwood Tales.
That's good.
Dogwood Tales.
I want to see
I
their.
had
New album out now.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
I uh I had on Abby Jean from Harrisonburg, so maybe she needs the no, she knows them. I need to check them
Oh,
out. Dogwood
maybe.
Tales. Yeah. All right, very cool, guys. Well, Midsummer Motel. Appreciate you guys coming on the show, sharing a lot into y'all's creative process and how the band got started, all that good stuff. And we'll be on the lookout for some shows here coming up in ATL. Everybody go stream Beat the Horse. Go check out Turning Into Mercury, and we'll be rolling from there, man.
Thanks, Grant.
All
Appreciate it.
right, thank you guys.